A routine solo vacation to Los Angeles mutated into one of the most heavily analyzed unsolved mysteries in the history of the internet. In January 2013, 21-year-old student Elisa Lam arrived in California, planning to spend several days exploring the West Coast. During the first leg of her trip, she checked in regularly, calling her parents and posting updates online about her daily travels. Her itinerary appeared perfectly routine, with no outward indication of the bizarre turn her stay in Los Angeles was about to take. Then, after a few days at the hotel, the communication abruptly stopped. No calls, no messages, and no further updates. Her parents immediately filed a missing persons report, initiating a formal investigation by the Los Angeles Police Department. Officers conducted a sweep of the property, checking the hallways and searching the hotel rooms, but the search turned up nothing. The authorities found themselves facing a total vacuum of evidence. A young woman had seemingly evaporated from within a crowded, enclosed building. Investigators eventually pulled the hotel's security recordings, recovering the last known footage of Elisa alive. Inside the elevator, she presses a sequence of buttons for multiple floors, yet the heavy metal doors refuse to close. She steps out of the car, leaning forward to peer up and down the empty hallway with quick, jagged movements. Her body language suggests she is either hiding from a physical threat just out of frame or interacting with someone who cannot be seen. She begins waving her hands in unusual, fluid patterns, almost as if swimming, before abruptly darting back inside the elevator. The mechanical glitch persists. The doors remain open until she eventually walks away and disappears from the camera's view permanently. This footage derailed the search, forcing investigators to choose between two equally disturbing interpretations: a severe psychological break or a response to a predator just out of view. Weeks passed and the trail went cold. The silence was broken when guests at the hotel began complaining to the front desk about the tap water, noting a strange color and a foul taste. Maintenance workers were dispatched to the roof to investigate the massive industrial water tanks supplying the building. Inside one of those tanks, they made a horrific discovery. First responders recovered Elisa Lam's body floating in the water supply. While her physical location was finally known, the nature of the recovery site created a far more difficult puzzle. To reach the roof, she had to bypass heavy access doors, strictly locked and alarmed. Even then, the tank's metal lid was massive, making it nearly impossible for one person to lift, climb inside, and reseal. These physical boundaries directly contradict the theory that she accessed the tank alone and unassisted. This leaves three primary hypotheses. The first is that a tragic hallucinatory mental health episode drove her to navigate the roof on her own. The second is that a predator stalked her through the hotel, bypassed security, and placed her inside the tank. The third suggests the elevator footage captured an anomaly that defies traditional logic. Over a decade later, no single theory bridges the gap between the bizarre footage and the physical constraints of the scene. The enduring core of the case lies in this total absence of closure, a lack of answers ensuring her final moments in the elevator will haunt the internet indefinitely.